Hello everyone, this is Charles BridgTec with another flashlight review, this time from Wurkkos. Now this here is their TS32. Now they sent this to me. They wanted me to test and review this light. Comes in this box. So let's go ahead and get started on the specs. As you can see, got a few groups there of different light outputs. We're going to use the ramping, so go ahead and read this. If you need more time, pause the screen. Otherwise, we're going to get this open, see what's in. And just here, I've got the 5000 Kelvin. Now this is a complete kit. Comes with the batteries, 2 O-rings, user manual, front and back. Now this here is a reminder that you do have a protection piece on the head of the light to stop the contact from the batteries, let them last longer during storage. 1 USB Type-C charging cable is included. Nothing else down in there. Let's go ahead and get the light out here. Really nice packaging. Definitely gonna survive any kind of issues in the mail. That's nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lantern. There it is. Now you can remove this handle if you want. Now the only issue I see is that when you're holding it, you have to use the other hand to change the mode. Kind of wish the button was closer here to your thumb area. It's kind of a little difficult to reach, but you got your other hand. Now the batteries in here are 3 21700 cells, so it is on the heavy side. Handle has some grooves here for your fingers, but the handle is small. Now these type of lanterns are always my favorite because of the handle, going way back to my childhood. You can table stand this if you need. Now the nice thing about this, you can also have throw or flood. The choice is yours. Plus you can combine them both. Now the buttons do stick out past the body there, as you can see. A lot of heat sinking here, and it is pretty deep. Pretty good sized light, and you can hold it like this as well if you don't want to hold it like the handle. I've done this many times. Gray bezel on there looks good. Now it has a semi-gloss finish on here. Style and design on this is nice. No issues with that. Grooves here on the body go all in one direction. Easily carry it like this, especially if you don't want to carry it with the handle, or just removing it is pretty simple, just held in there by that Phillips screw. And the machining and finish on this is very nice. Here's the charging port that you will use to charge the batteries inside. And that will be a 2 amp charging speed is the maximum that it will do. So it should get these batteries right back up to par quickly. Now if you use a slower charger, of course it's going to take longer. QC 3.0 or PD charger will really get this thing quickly charged. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get this open. I'll show you the insides. So we've got the protection piece here. If you want to remove that, show you the head of the light here. Contact plate. Here's the adapter for if you're running unprotected cells. You will need to have a button top cell, otherwise you won't be able to use this light. Now 3 of these batteries here are the 21700 cell, 5000 milliamp. These are a 20 amp cell, so it should be plenty powerful. It's nice to be able to have the batteries right off the back, so all you got to do is charge it and get it going. Now the adapter here, again, if you do have some button top 21700 cells that are unprotected, you should have no need for this. So it's nice to have though. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look here at the smooth reflectors. Now the center LED is the Luminus SFT40 LED. There's no dome on that. Now here on my sample is the Nichia 519A LEDs, which give a 5000 Kelvin, a little bit warmer than the other version. 12 of those. Alright, now let's go through the UI. UI is pretty straightforward. We're just going to turn that on. Gives you your battery level, of course, fully charged. I did charge it beforehand. You've got the flood LEDs, so it's going to give a real nice flood appearance. Now we're simply going to press down and hold to go through those light outputs. Now it is on stepping. We will be using the ramping outdoors. Simply going to click on the bottom switch here 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. It gives you a confirmation blank. Now you can press down and hold, which is what we will leave it on from here on out. Now it is pretty quick. You can see, real responsive. Double click at any time to get the highest output of those flood LEDs. Amazing. And we're going to ramp it back down a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and turn off the light. Now if you do want to get the middle LED, you're now going to go ahead and click the top button, and now you're going to go through the light level by ramping it up and down, because we changed it. So now you can kind of see the nice centralized hotspot, a little bit of bleeding around the edge there, really beautiful cutoff there. That's going to have some serious throw, and that is impressive. At the highest output, you will have to ramp it up. Once it blinks like that, that is the highest output there, which is quite a bit of light for a dedicated thrower. We're going to lower this back down. Now we're going to turn on the other set to be able to run the combined LEDs, and just like that, you turn them all on. So now you can raise this one up separately, you can raise this one up or down separately as well. See my hand kind of change there, and we're going to lower it. And now that's the highest output on the beam, and so now you can see the flood area kind of extends past the dedicated thrower, but they overlap pretty well, and they are all on to give you that combination. But this here is definitely a dedicated thrower looking spot on there. Kind of lean it down so you can see it. Again, if you don't want the flood, simply turn it off. You now have the dedicated thrower. Now this here, as you can tell, it is a cooler white, so we'll turn this one off, turn this one on. You can see the difference in the color temp. So the dedicated thrower is a 6,000 Kelvin, might even be a little cooler than that, and then you've got the flood, which is more of a 5,000 K. Turn that off, raise it up, raise it down a little bit so you can kind of see. So now I'm going to change it so you can see the color difference. You can see the color difference, and it's always best to have dedicated throwers in the coolest temperature because that really improves the throw on them, as well as the light output is best achieved in the higher temps. And then we'll go again, having a combination of both. You can double click on the flood to still be able to. That is just insane. Even with the flood full light output, you could still see the hot spot there. This thing is a beast. So we're going to lower it down on both. Now on any light level, if you do want the special mode, it's coming up, 1, 2, 3, we'll get you the strobe, and that is a variable speed on the flash, as you can see, and that is on the flood portion of it here. Click it one time, we'll shut it off and go right back to the last light output. This does have memory mode. I'll put it there, shut it off, shut it back on. Same goes for the main LED there, the dedicated thrower. Ramp this up a little bit, turn it off, turn it back on. Same goes for the special mode on this, 1, 2, 3. We'll get you the same thing. Both LEDs are just going crazy. And quickly hit that one button one time. We'll exit that, so the strobe is super intense on both of those. And there's the flood. Shutting it off. Still got good battery power. This thing is quite impressive, especially for this size. Now the heat on this, pretty warm on this. So definitely going to be great for outdoors. If it does get real toasty, which it will on the higher outputs, it's also going to cycle down when you have it on turbo, but you can alleviate the heat from your hands by holding the handle, or wear some gloves. It really helps out as well. And if it's really cold out there, this will make a great hand warmer. And now this thing really does feel solid. It's got some ruggedness to it. I don't see any issues with with that aspect of this light. Alright, well, let's wait no further. Let's take this outside, see how it does in the wilderness. We are out here in the darkness with the Wurkkos. I do the flood version of this light than the dedicated thrower. So we're going to turn that on. As you can see, the light is on. That is the lowest setting. We're just going to ramp it around. Look at the color temperature on that. See the different colors of the fence and the ground, the leaves. A little chilly out tonight. Not freezing, but definitely chilly. Kind of give you an idea. We're going to ramp it up here a little bit. See how it does. It's pretty quick on the ramping, believe it or not. That water spout is 38 feet from where I'm standing. 65 feet to that tree there. Now this here is almost perfect. Not too warm, not too cold. On the Kelvin rating, 138 feet there to the tree of life. Let's ramp it up here. That's the highest output for the flood. Look at how bright that thing is. Look at how wide. Best of both worlds. 238 feet to that other tree there. Insane brightness. Now you're not going to have a lot of throw using this particular portion of the light, but still does pretty well. Faintly making those palm trees. We'll ramp it back down. And now we're going to go to the dedicated thrower. Now that is on the tree of life there. You can see it. Water spout easily could be seen with this beam. 65 feet there. There's the beam on the fence, kind of give you an idea. We're going to ramp it up here a little bit. Now you can see the spill has come alive. Easily making it across the park to those playgrounds there, as you can see there. There's one there, and there's one right there. Really nice range on this light. 238 feet there. Tree of life. School, no problems there. Faintly making that first palm tree and faintly making the second one. So let's go ahead and ramp it up here on the palm trees. Look at that. Impressive. Look at that. This thing has got some very nice throwing range. Yeah, this does good. Best of both worlds. Whatever beam you need at the time you need it, which can change when you're outdoors. Look at that. Easily seen across the park to those playgrounds. There's the other one there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and combine them here on the Tree of Life. Let's go ahead and do it here now. Turning that on. Now I'm going to ramp up the flood. Now you got the brightest of both beams. Look at that. Very nice performance, man. Using them both, of course, you're going to wear down the battery quite a bit more. but you don't need all this light all the time. You're definitely going to be able to do well with the lower light outputs. Very nice beam performance on this. Do a beam profile here with both of them. Kind of overlap a little bit, but just perfect. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those night shots. The best of both worlds in the palm of your hand. Whatever you're doing out there, whatever light beam that you need, especially the type, whether it be a dedicated thrower or you need a large area lit up at once, you've got it right here on one light. These here are my favorite type of lights. I've got a couple of other ones from Phoenix that also have the separate throw and flood options. These things are my favorite. I really prefer this because you kind of have the best of both beam types, and when you use them together they give you that nice combination of the beam to stimulate my favorite beam type, which is the combination beam, especially for outdoors. Now flood, in my opinion, you know, you've got your rounded zoomy lights. Those to me are best indoors, but this type of beam actually does well indoor and outdoor because it still has some ability to throw out there. These Nichia LEDs, this is my first time ever working with this. Normally they're the 219 series, but these here are impressive. Color temp is just perfect. It's not too warm and it's not too cold, but that dedicated thrower has some serious range that you can achieve with this. Plus you get those super powerful batteries here. You can use any type of unprotected cell with this adapter in there. So if you got some others on hand, swap them out. I usually, if I go out on the night shots, I take 5 or 6 extra cells. If I do have this type where it's 3, I'll take 2 extra sets. That way I can continue to provide light out there or whatever I'm doing out there in the darkness. But super easy on the UI. Again, you've got the 2 modes, then you've got the third one that combines the 2, and you know, hands down, this is the best Wurkkos light that I've ever tested, and I've tested quite a few. So this TS32 is definitely a keeper for me. Alright, well, I want to thank Wurkkos for sending me this TS32 flashlight to review. Now if this is something you're interested in getting, remember this is a complete kit, comes with everything you need to get started. I will leave a link down in the description where you can get this. Plus I'm working on a special discount, of course, help you save some money. Once I do, that'll be there as well. And that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thanks button. Donate to my channel if you wish. Everything helps me out. Or you can please share, like, and subscribe. That way I can bring more of these lights from Wurkkos to you in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care.